Herdsmen, they kill us every day for them busy, they campaign again. After they failed all the promises they made, oh, then they praise themselves. Why the masses were supposed to give them the praises we they here they run to? Who be that? I blame it on the religious leaders. I blame it on the traditional rulers. People were supposed to fight for the people, they don't compromise. Shame on the rebellious brothers. People will cry with us during answers. Today them don't join those oppressors, they eat love. Something on the smell of. Very soon now we go perceive them. We have up where this government they cause na time bomb. It go soon explode. Revolution they come. It is very close at the film. When the power of the people we triumph, the power of the people in power. They no even care, they no even send. Say the people they die of hunger. Hungry dog is an angry dog. One day you go bite the owner. Idle man is the devil workshop. Many youths for Nigeria no good job. And the country the youths got no future. The country is gone, that's on period. Who be that? I blame it on the judiciary leaders. I blame it on the electoral officials. People were supposed to save the nation, but they collected bribe. Shame on the armed forces. People were supposed to protect the masses. One of them they shoot us anytime they hear our voice.
Kiwe wesu garani orianya nine oria nine nke pụrịta kwasa mmadụ dị ndụ n'ihi na ọ bụ naanị gị bụ onye na-agwọ ọrịa anyị wee na-akpọkụ gị onwe gị bụ sunele nke ndị agha ka igwe mere anyị ebere ka akwa nke anyị na-ebekwa ude nke anyị na-asụ wee bịa n'iru gị ka iwe mee ka Biafra wee guzosi ike ka anyị wee n'ikpete mazụ nye ha sọgotụtara nsọpụrụ na ịja mma site n'ebighị ebi maruo n'ebighị ebi ise mma mma dịrị gị Chineke mama dịrị Chineke.
If I go about deliberately looking for who to disturb, who is going about deliberately looking for who to disturb? You say never go about. Then you don't need to go about. They will come. They will come for you. You don't need to go about. What did our leader say about these people? I want you to listen to Nnamdi Kanu. Say, please don't go about looking for trouble. Chai! The Shoji. Mad people everywhere. I want you to listen to Nnamdi Kanu.
That the structures doesn't exist. The institutions that will allow the emergence of a
rather than going on now. Now, let me ask you. I know. Why don't your group put?
For those who will always say, "Oh, Why don't you win election? Why don't you bring somebody who is going to win election for you? Why don't you go to national conference? Why don't you do this? Listen to what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu answered.
Push for that in a place like the national conference that is going on now to get that kind of autonomy first, rather than now pushing for independence without whether Nigeria wants it or not.
The fact of the matter is that the structures doesn't exist. The institutions that will allow the emergence of a democratic Biafra within a peaceful setting does not currently exist in that very place you call Nigeria. Mind you, that is the name of a river. Up north, you call them Niger, which is French. If you come down a little bit, it is called Niger, which is English. And the people that live around it are called Nigerians. The only place, or part of the only place in Black Africa where you name a people after a river. I have never seen any civilized country in the world where people are named after a river. It's never happened before. The people own the river, not the other way around. By tacitly accepting the word and the tag Nigeria, what it means is that you never had any history until Frederick Lugard came, which is a fallacy, it's an abomination, and nobody should be saying that. Coming back to what you said, there is no way we can run for office as a political party. We tried it with ABGA and it did not work. These issues were thrashed out very well. Is that the people that control the levers of power within Nigeria are not politically sophisticated enough to appreciate the finer points of political discourse. In other words, that disputes resolution can best be conducted within a political setting where people are civilized. And I'm afraid to say that what I see in the zoo they call Nigeria, people are not civilized.
Now, we're out of time, but let me ask you, last week, I believe, the Biafran Zionist movement claimed a responsibility for the attack at the attacks in the Enugu State Government House. Are you familiar with that group, and what was the mission of that attack?
I am familiar with a lot of groups. That name rings a bell. Anybody that can do anything to disrupt the present orthodoxy of governance by a group of very corrupt cabals is welcome. In that regard, I welcome what they did at Enugu, and I hope that people can come out and join us when the time comes to overthrow the very corrupt, inept old men and women in charge of that very place, because Biafra must exist. It's our right to make sure it happens.
All right.
While Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not condemning any group, while Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not condemning any group whatsoever, just like I am supporting any group at all, so long as you are fighting against Nigeria. While Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not supporting, is not condemning any group, the people that claim follow him today, they say Simon Ekpa is a terrorist. Simon Ekpa is this. Simon Ekpa is that. After 10 good months of fighting Simon Ekpa, they didn't achieve anything. After 10 months of fighting Simon Ekpa, they didn't achieve anything. Yet, they are now changing tone. Simon Ekpa is a terrorist. Simon Ekpa is the leader of a non-government. Chai! This OG. And they are looking for freedom. You see, the more you blackmail me, the more you are blackmailing yourself. You think you are blackmailing me. You are blackmailing yourself. You don't know that? When the BBC came and do their nonsense disinformation, is it only Simon Ekpa that they showed his picture? Is it only Simon Ekpa? You all were there. All of you were there. You could not even defend yourself. The same Simon Ekpa you are calling all manner of names defended you there. And let me tell you, even when they mentioned Simon Ekpa, the issue they mentioned Simon Ekpa, there was not even, I can defend anything I say. All of you, you could not defend yourself, yet, you blackmail me. You think that when you blackmail me, when they want to call name, they call only Ekpa? All of you, your picture were there. Did you see my picture in the write-up? No. My picture was my video was hidden in the video. But all of you, your picture was there. Every day you look for Simon Ekpa, you post. Simon Ekpa is a Wapoda, Simon Ekpa is a Perima, Simon Ekpa is this. When the thing begin to happen, you think it doesn't, they will call you. And when the issue started, you could not defend yourself. You couldn't defend yourself. BBC did not say it was Simon Ekpa. BBC put your picture, all of you, as you were blackmailing Simon Ekpa, they did not say it was, they put all of your picture. So this one, they say, we are going to kill this one, we are going to kill that one. All of your picture was there, your video was there. Yet, you will wake up every day to blackmail Simon Ekpa. And every day, if you don't, of course, some of you can never learn. Hatred and jealousy of Simon Ekpa have beclouded the brain that you don't even have at all. I do not know when they are going to learn. They think when they promote Simon Ekpa by calling Simon Ekpa criminal, the BBC will come and say Simon Ekpa. All of you, the more you are calling me a terrorist, the way you are calling me a terrorist is the same thing you are calling yourself. You think when you be a terrorist, oh, Jesus Christ. This BBC disinformation should have teach all of you a lesson. You think when you come to social media because you hate me, because you are jealous of me, because you don't like me, you think when you call me criminal, you are going to pay for everything you say. You are going to pay. You carry my name and blackmail. Simon Ekpa is the leader of a non-government. Simon Ekpa is this one. Simon Ekpa is that one. You see the way BBC is dealing with you people? If anything is going to happen anywhere, you are going to also be dragged into it. And you can't even defend yourself. Iti Boribos. Iti Pataka. Everywhere. Get yourself educated, you say no. Go to school, you say no. Simon Ekpa every day. Simon Ekpa every morning.
Welcome. Thank you for joining us on this very evening program. Wherever you are joining us, I welcome every one of you. If you are watching us from TikTok, or you're watching from Facebook, or you're joining us from YouTube, where we are hosting the program, I appreciate you and I welcome you for joining this very program this evening. This is our evening section of the program. You know, we had our program in the morning and we did justice to the topic, and we come back again this evening to continue. And for those who are joining us for the very first time, those who are coming across our platform for the very first time, I welcome every one of you, and I want to remind you that in this very platform, we do not come here to instigate violence. We do not come here to promote hate. We do not come here to attack people or individuals. We don't come to this very platform to push propaganda or blackmail against anybody. This platform is not for Saka. This platform is not for promoting an individual. It is a platform to promote the cause of Biafra. In this platform, we present Biafra to the world as a remedy, as the only remedy to the failed state Nigeria. We expose the war that Nigeria has declared against Biafra, that they are fighting on a daily basis. That secret war that Nigeria is fighting, even though they declared it before the whole world and they went underground to continue to fight it, no media is covering it. International communities are not paying attention. We expose that war to the world. In this platform, we debunk all the lies against us, against our Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa, against our Supreme Amazon Nnamdi Kanu. That is why we are here. And in this platform, we give room for everybody to join us and air their opinion. We give room for discussions for everyone, wherever you are. If you have a superior argument, we welcome you. Bring your superior argument and let us deal with it. It doesn't matter what your line of thought is. It does not matter your orientation. It doesn't matter your religion. It doesn't matter which party you belong or which party you do not belong. Even if you are a one Nigerian, you are welcome. More especially those that have a superior argument are welcome. Bring on your argument and let us deal with this once and for all. We are here to defend the cause of Biafra, and we will continue to defend the cause of Biafra no matter what the enemies are doing. They can attack us from right, left, and center. They can attack us inside and outside, inward and outward. We will not stop as long as we have breath. We must know that the cause of Biafra, what we are asking for is self-determination. And self-determination is not a privilege, it is a right. It is a right of every human being living on the planet Earth, according to international law. African Peoples and Human Rights Law also endorse that it is a right. Even Nigerian law recognizes self-determination. So, whatever you are doing as a Biafran, genuinely doing as a Biafran, to ask for self-determination is not a crime. The only reason Nigerian government and Finland criminalize self-determination is to discourage you, to discourage me from asking for self-determination. They want you to be ashamed of asking for your own freedom. They want you to be scared of demanding for your own freedom. That is the only reason Nigeria and Finland have criminalized self-determination. They went to the extent of detaining people, human rights activists who are genuinely concerned about humanity, asking for self-determination. They detain them. Today, our Supreme Leader, Nnamdi Kanu, is languages in DSS. He has been there close to 5 years now. Our Prime Minister is detained in Finland, going to 10 to 11 months now, for no crime whatsoever. Only because they were asking for self-determination, which is a right that every human being on the planet Earth has. But because of the double standard, because of the wickedness of the earth, they have decided to criminalize our own self-determination. And they want you to be ashamed of speaking about it. They want you to be scared of talking about it. But I bet you, silence means slavery. Silence means slavery. That is why you are even supposed to open your mouth louder than ever. Speak more than you have ever done before. Increase the time you speak. Increase the number of times you speak. Increase your effort more. Silence is never a solution. It is acceptance of slavery. And we must continue to speak. And speak with the loudest voice that we have. This very evening, we have come once again this evening, and we are speaking on a similar topic we treated in the morning. The real enemies of Biafra, Igbo politicians, traditional rulers, and Nigeria agenda. The real enemies of Biafra, Igbo politicians, traditional rulers, and Nigeria's agenda. These are the major enemies of Biafra. And these are the people we are supposed to pay attention to. Instead of spending our quality time in attacking ourselves, instead of taking our quality time to speak against ourselves, instead of using our quality time to peddle lies propaganda against ourselves. We need to focus on these people. They are the major problem that we have. And they are unrepentant. The politicians' betrayal is overwhelming. Their betrayal is too much. When the blood of our youths was spilled in Afaruku during Operation Python Dance, who stood with the army? Who stood with the army? When the home of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was attacked by Nigerian army in Afaruku, when blood were spilled in Afaruku during Operation Python Dance, who stood with the army? It was not Hausa. It was not Fulani. It was our own governors, Willie Obiano and co. They were the ones who came out and applauded the government, applauded the army for taking innocent lives in Biafra land, for taking the life of 28 able men, for taking the life of Jack. At the same time, taking the life of the parents of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu in the course of the trouble. The people that stood with the people that committed this atrocity, that spilled blood in Biafra land, we are the governors, the politicians. Willie Obiano was in the lead. As we are speaking today, look at Imo State today. Flash your light at Imo State. Take your mind to the Imo State today. Look at what Hope Uzodinma is doing in Imo State. Hope Uzodinma has turned the land of heroes into a military barrack. Hope Uzodinma have literally turned Imo State into a military barrack for their selfish interests. A politician. Ebubago is killing our youths, and he called it peacekeeping. The execution of our youth in Biafra land today, Imo State to be precise, the assassination of our youth, the genocide happening in Imo State today, in Okigwe to be precise, in Olu, Hope Uzodinma will come on national TV and applaud it, and he calls it peacekeeping. This is the wickedness of the highest order. The politicians, these are the major obstacles in the way. The real enemies of Biafra, these are the politicians, they are the real enemies of Biafra. And you can't beat it. Until we devise a means to put a stop to these people, these individuals that are handpicked by our enemies. These individuals that are handpicked by slave masters that are playing the template of the Janjaweed, until we deal with them squarely and remove them from the way, it will always be the same issue. The betrayal doesn't stop with the politicians. It also extends to the traditional rulers. It extends up to the traditional rulers. My brothers and sisters that are watching, wherever you're watching from, when the soldiers invaded the palace of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu father, when the soldiers invaded the palace of Israel Kanu house, the father of our supreme Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, in Afaruku, how many Igbo monarchs spoke up? How many Igbo monarchs spoke up? From Anambra to Enugu to Imo to Abia. How many of them? I am now talking about the states where they claim an Igbo. How many of the monarchs spoke up? In the rest of Biafra land, in Ijo, in Ogoni, in Calabar, how many of them spoke up when the palace of a fellow traditional ruler was invaded. Something that is an abomination. The palace of a king was invaded, and every other traditional ruler kept silent. None of the monarchs spoke up, not even a single one. They went about their businesses. They pretend they didn't see it. It doesn't concern them. Oh, he brought problem upon himself. Every one of them, they stood and they watched the home of a king invaded by the military. Lives destroyed, properties destroyed. What other betrayal can be more than that? The traditional rulers betrayed their fellow monarch. A fellow traditional ruler was betrayed before your own very eye, before the whole world. They kept silent, and he died in the course of that attack in his home. The wife died in the course of that attack. And yet, the son is being detained up to today as we are speaking. Nobody cares. Nobody shows concern. None, not even one. They chose their stipends over their people. These criminals that call themselves monarch, traditional rulers, they chose their stipends over their own people. What a shame. What a disgrace. What other betrayal can be more than this? Our traditional rulers should be the voice of the voiceless. That is what they're supposed to be. That is what the tradition says. They are supposed to be the voice of the voiceless. But instead, many line up behind politicians who sell out to Abuja. You saw Hope Uzodinma where he lined them up and he was giving them certificates. Today, if you're a traditional ruler and you don't do the bidding of the governor, the next thing they say, they remove your certificate. Abuja have succeeded in capturing all the traditional rulers and put them under. And recently, you heard when they announced, they say that the Sultan of Sokoto is going to be the leader of all the traditional rulers. You can imagine. You can imagine a Janjaweed to be the head of all traditional rulers, places where you don't even know the tradition. You want to head people you don't even know their tradition. We have nothing in common with the Janjaweed. We have nothing in common with the caliphate. Our religion is not the same. Our food is not the same. Our dressing is not the same. Our culture is not the same. We do not have anything in common whatsoever. And the British entity called Nigeria, they made the Sultan of Sokoto the leader of all the traditional rulers. And what did you see? What did the idiot who called himself Obi of Onitsha, what did he say? There's Igbo for Owerri. What did he say? What did he say? What did other traditional rulers do? They could not utter a word in order not to offend their master, in order to make sure that their salary continued to come every month, in order to continue to keep their illegal certificate they are giving them. They have captured everybody, and nobody can speak. None of them have the courage to make a case for their people. And this is the situation we have found ourselves in the Zoological Republic of Nigeria. This is why everybody have to be on their toes and fight like never before. We need to fight like warriors. It does not matter what happens. Stop focusing your attention on your own brother, on your own sister. Stop focusing your attention on where attention is not needed. Ignore those people you are watching their video and you are promoting them, thinking you are destroying them. You are promoting them. Analyzing nonsense. Every day you're analyzing irrelevant issues. That's what I'm analyzing. Stop it. Focus on the real enemy. The politicians, the traditional rulers, and the elites. The elites Those idiots that call themselves elite, even though we know there are no elites in Biafra land today. This bunch of clowns that call themselves elite are not elites. They are nothing but betrayers. The frontline betrayers. One of those idiots that claim to be elites is the Ohaneze Ndohinandama. Ohaneze Ndohinandama supposed to defend the interests of Igbo people. Igbo social cultural group. They are supposed to be the mouthpiece of Biafra. They are supposed to be in the front line of the cause of Biafra. But today, they are in the front line of the proscription of IPOB. They are in the front line of fighting Biafra. They are in the front line of the arrest of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the current arrest of our Prime Minister Mazi Samane. They are in the front line. These people, they call themselves elites. Ohaneze Ndohinandama. These are social cultural group. They are supposed to be the mouthpiece of the people, defending the cause of Biafra. They are supposed to be in the front line. Even if they are not coming out, they are supposed to be a backbone for those of us who are speaking. You saw what transpired when we go Igbo was held in Benin Republic. When they held Igbo, all the Oduduwa men, their politicians were running right Igbo. They were going to Benin as if it was a pilgrimage. They were going to Benin as if it was a pilgrimage, including Obasanjo himself went to Benin. And they made sure that Sunday Igboho did not fall into the hand of the government. Even though they might not agree with him. But when it comes to securing him and making sure that every single one of them, do a land, they backed Igboho up, including the Oba, the owner of Ife. Every one of them went to Benin Republic. But in our own case, Ohaneze Ndohinandama, what do they do? What did they do? They call for ban of IPOB. It is this very Ohaneze Ndohinandama that openly called for ban of IPOB. They sided with Abuja against their own people. They supported Abuja against their own people during the time of Nnamdi. Nnamdi came out on national TV and endorsed a ban on the indigenous people of Biafra. Indigenous people of Biafra. And at the same time, you claim to be a leader of indigenous people of Biafra. Because that is what Ohaneze and Igbo stand for, if they don't know. That is what Ohaneze is supposed to be. They are supposed to be the fathers. The kingmakers. That's what they're supposed to be. But they were in the front line to ban. They called for the ban of IPOB during the time of Nnamdi. What other betrayal can be more than that? Is there any other betrayal that can be more than that? What other betrayal can be more than that? Today, that same Ohaneze Ndohinandama, they are the first people to congratulate Nigeria for sponsoring the arrest of Mazi Simon Ekpa in Finland. They were the people that put a bounty on the head of Simon Ekpa. This same Ohaneze Ndohinandama. Because Mazi Simon Ekpa was asking for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the self-determination of Biafran people. A legitimate right. Mazi Simon Ekpa was only asking for a release of his brother that is held. He's asking the government to leave his brother and also grant the self-determination that we're asking for. Give us a referendum. That is the crime that Mazi Simon Ekpa committed. They labeled him a criminal. They labeled him a terrorist. They called him different kinds of names. And they went ahead to sponsor the arrest of Mazi Simon Ekpa in Finland. Today, since the arrest of Mazi Simon Ekpa for the past 10 months, has insecurity stopped in the southeast? Has the number of killing reduced? As at yesterday, even today, I still saw there are many videos I cannot be able to share where bomb exploded, and eventually he exploded upon a janjaweed and killed him. In Imo State, there was a place, this very Fulani janjaweed, we are driven away in Imo State. They were driven in that place, a place they gather, where they gather, and they say it is that place they stay and they share the money they collect from ransom. And they were evicted in that place. So after they were evicted, where they pack all these ball, they pack all those garbage they pack, they went there and planted bombs. They planted bomb there. I got a picture of the bomb that was planted. I'm going to show you it when I try to see if I can find the video and show it. And you will tell me, is it Liberation Army that planted that bomb? A well-arranged bomb, a foreign bomb planted. You will now see the footprint and the way Nigerian government is sponsoring these terrorists against the Biafran people. And yet, our so-called leaders do not care. They don't pay attention. They don't care. They are in the front line on the ban IPOB. Even when IPOB did not commit any crime, IPOB was not holding any weapon. IPOB never did anything wrong. They were only agitating for self-determination. They call themselves elites. The highest betrayers, elite. Look at the other one that called himself Atoeze. Atoeze stood up and declared that Biafra is dead. You can imagine. Atoeze stood up and declared that Biafra is dead. Peter Obi stood up and declared that Biafra is dead and buried. Dead and buried. Let me ask him, can you bury a nation that lives in the heart of millions? Help me to ask Atoeze and Obi, how can you bury a nation that lives in the heart of millions? Anyone that can reach them, please help me and ask them. How can you bury a nation that lives in the hearts of millions? But they push these lies every day, right, left, and center, and people listen to them. And it is because of this that they have always diminished the presence of the international communities to look into our matter. They water the sympathy down. They water it down. The sympathy they were supposed to have from the international community, they water it down. Sometimes when you sit back, you begin to ask, is it that the international community are not seeing what is happening? Are they not seeing the genocide in Biafra land? They see it, but your own leader, people who are supposed to stand for you, they are the one who water it down. Some of them travel abroad to go and make speech against the genuine cause of Biafra, self-determination. That is how bad it is. This is a very terrible problem that we must handle it. The earlier we handle it, the earlier Biafra comes. They are in the front line, more especially watering down the sympathy of international communities in the cause of our journey. This is a serious issue. Everybody must pay attention, and we must look for a means to do something. If not, I don't know what is going to be our fate in time to come. I pray that Chukwu Okikabia gives us the strength to overcome. You're welcome, my beloved brother Maxwell. I can see you, Bro Max, there. Please unmute yourself, Bro Max, and see to us. It's our evening program. We don't take much time, so I'll give you the stage. My brother Max, unmute yourself and talk to us. Let's hear you, if you can hear me. Bro Max, we can't hear you. Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself, Bro Max.
Hello, Mazitrix. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. I can hear you. Go ahead, my brother.
Yes, I'm having problem with my service provider here for the past 2 weeks now. They are having a very technical issue, and they are roaming on a sister platform which is not giving us the best internet services here. So I'm just managing it. That is the reason why you've not been seeing me around. I only post on X and things like that. So I don't have that opportunity to come out and speak the way I used to speak before. But I pray that it will be okay. I hope I am coming out clear.
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear. Go ahead, my brother.
Okay, thank you so much. I salute you, Mazi Chooks. You're this kind of spirit that you have, pushing the gospel of Biafra, trying to tell those that don't want to hear, or those that have refused to hear the gospel. Is Penon is so great. May God always be with you as usual. May God bless Mazen Namdekan. Our leader that is suffering, our leader that they want to buy, and whatever that they have been introducing into his body, the nutrients that they are indirectly starving him, because I know that those people, they can do it. I believe that Chukwokika will always be with him front and back. I do not know how he came into this struggle to carry it on his head. God only knows how he came, and he alone is going to protect him, not human being. I don't even care what they are going to do tomorrow, because the life of Mazen Namdekan is not in anybody's hand. It is in God's hand, not anybody. Not even the strongest country in the world or individuals. Not even in the hands of USB. Not even in the hands of any other person that is fighting, that has the same ideology like Mazen Namdekan. It is in the hands of God, their lives, the life of Mazen Namdekan. I use this opportunity also to salute Simon Ekpa. His ordeals also in the hand of the country that he called his own. May God also protect him. What we are fighting is not a little war. This is one of the biggest war that anybody will fight. Fighting a country like Nigeria, a country that you see so many terrorist organizations, yet those so-called international countries, look at what Yerima or Shetima, look at what Shetima was saying in Onga, in New York, just recently. My own president is going to deliver his own address today. Look, your house, you can even grant referendum to the people that have been fighting since 1967 to become an independent nation. But you are going to UN to canvass for a Palestinian state, whereas your own place is on fire.
Imagine.
You see, these are some of the things that will make God to destroy that country faster than we have ever thought. I'm telling you the truth. You slaughter those that has no arms, but those that are fighting with sophisticated projectiles, missiles, fighting Israel are the ones that you are supporting. Even as recently, December 7th, when they carry out that unprovoked attack against the state of Israel. These are the people that you are supporting. But in your own land, the Biafrans and the Duduas are fighting for them to have a referendum, just ordinary referendum, but you can't. Enemies of freedom. I don't blame them, because the reason why they are doing what they are doing is what the United Kingdom did to them. They supported the United Kingdom in the capture of all the provinces, or let me say the nations of the old southern, Nigeria, so-called Nigeria. They supported them. They aided them. The same way they use some of them also from the northern part of Nigeria to capture, to fight the Ashanti kingdom here in Ghana. So that is the benefit. That is what they are getting to make them rule the country they created called Nigeria. I don't blame them. What we are going through, like, I've been singing it like a song on this platform and in Stalinda's platform where we used to gather as well. That we are orphans that, don't have parents. We are the agitators that are fighting without nobody supporting us. Those that are supposed to support us are playing the job of the caliphate and stooges of the caliphate. Some of them will come out and tell you, just like you said, now after Ibe, is it after what? After something. Will come out and tell you that Biafra died. After Eze, he said that who said the North made him a billionaire. As if the wealth of a man belongs to the hand of a fellow man. God gives wealth. God gives wealth, and God's wealth to you will not run your belly. The wealth where you get, they hide, they use security, come to Ghana here and come and see the people that are using bulletproof. If there's anybody in Ghana here that is using bulletproof, but because the wealth you have is through you got it through through the spill, indirectly or directly, the blood of the innocent. That is the reason why you cannot walk free on the street of your country. That is the reason why they cannot support you and I that are fighting for the freedom of the Biafran people, because they have bought them. They bought them. Our elders have been bought. Look at what is happening everywhere. Look at what is happening. Right now, as I'm talking to you, there is one TikToker they call Major. The DSS has arrested him for exposing some Shehu Garib or something like that, some man that they found this bandit terrorist counting money in his own house. They've arrested that guy because that Major, he published it. If you go to his YouTube, TikTok, you will see Major is same. They've arrested him. The DSS knows how to track Major, but they do not know how to track the bandits that are in these senators and politicians, exposed northern politicians' houses, supported by them. They cannot go there to arrest them. But they will have the temerity to come and arrest an innocent young TikToker that is exposing the truth, what they hate to know. Tell me how God will not destroy. The atrocities of Nigeria has gone worse than what Sodom and Gomorrah committed. And I do not know why God is still keeping that country intact. If our own elders, just like you said, Biafra, Igbo politician, let me say Igbo politician, because you are the dominant population in Biafra land. It is your responsibility to protect your cousins, your brothers and sisters of ethnic minorities in Biafra land. That is your duty, to protect them. And if they have succeeded in capturing the Igbo people, the other minority tribes in Biafra land will be a walk in the park. I always say, you cannot fight these people because they have serious support behind them. It takes unity to confront evil people like that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But here in our own land, Mazi Chuks, what do we see? What did we see? We see our own politicians that are supposed to say, no, these are our own warriors that are protecting our forest. Oh no, they push you forward simply because they want to become the president of Nigeria or vice president or vital political post in Nigeria. They push their own people. They always try to be politically correct. When you go to the space now on social media, you see them again. Some of them are even celebrating. like Vika, Joe Vika. I respected that man, but I never knew that that man was a very useless and vacuous individual. His
Very useless.
vacuosity,
Very, very
his
useless. I've
vacuosity
known him
is
for a very long time. That
unprecedented.
Jofika is a very useless human being. Even from time, I never believed in him. When you see somebody who claims to be a reverend father and all he does is come and become a content creator, why, how are you
Just
going to believe
imagine.
that?
There is another one also. He's a pastor too. Nnabuihe Masue. That's my surname. That's my surname. That one also. These are the people. You want to be politically correct, even if your brother is doing it wrongly. Can't you see what your counterparts are doing in the north? Have they come out to say, oh, you people are doing wrong? Nigerian army, come and deal with them. Even proscription self, they have never even suggested for them to be proscribed.
Never.
Rather, they are signing peace deal with them. Politicians of Igbo land. There is some of you religious leaders of Igbo land. Apart from David King Leo, there is none of them. No one will come out here to stand. If there are any of them, please mention it in the comment section so that I will withdraw. Apart from David Kilio of Possibility TV, that is the only man that has never changed. And all the prophecies that man has given on Mazi Samonekpa as Nnamdi Kanu has never failed to fulfill. But the rest, they want to be seen as detribalized and patriotic Nigerian. Put your own there and kill him. Envy and jealousy. If not me, it must not be Mazi Chuks. If not Mazi Chuks, oh, it must not be Dr. Ngozi Arabueze. Shame to all of you. You think that what happened to when what is his name, Afonja, was busy working with the enemies of Yoruba land, thinking that, oh, they are going to support him to conquer them. Yes, they supported him and they conquered part of Kwara State, or your state, I mean, Ilori. And after that, when he succeeded in creating enmity between himself and his own people, the Yorubas, they are laughing. What happened? When these Fulani people discovered that you have nobody again to support you or fight for you, they took him out and established Emirate system in a lorry. Till today, they are battling with it. Till today, they are chasing them out of their land. That is how, if you think that what you are doing will prevent them to like you or not to deal with you, you are wasting your time. They will deal with you even more worse than those that they consider their antagonists. Thank you so much, Mazichu. Sayed here.
Thank you so much, my beloved brother Max. I appreciate you for that wonderful, wonderful presentation. As always, your presence is always honored at all the time. And we appreciate your voice and all your effort that you are putting into the struggle. You are a voice that cannot be silenced, one of the voice of Biafra that cannot be silenced. If our brother Maxwell can be able to be committed, even in a difficult time, no matter how hard it is, continue with all the distractions, all the name calling, all the abuse and insult, he can stand and continue to speak. What about me? Why wouldn't I continue? Why won't you in the comment section, why won't you continue? The responsibility we have is to continue to share this very message to all part of the world. It doesn't matter who is concerned. Never give up. We have tried as much as we can to identify the people that are keeping us in captivity. We have identified them. We have identified them. And we will not be silent about it. As we have identified them, we will look for a solution. What can we do? How are we going to handle this situation? How are you going to make sure that this atrocity does not continue? Are we just going to keep silent and watch them? Are we just going to fold our hands and continue to watch this criminality continue? How are we going to confront it? What shall we do? That is a question that every one of us will be asking. Because the real enemy before us are people who are even close to us. And if we don't look for a way to put a stop to these people, it will be almost impossible for us to get to our destination because they will continue to sabotage. They will continue to delay us. These people are the politicians, the traditional rulers, and those that call themselves elites. They are involved fully, they are involved through their behaviors. The politicians condemn freedom fighters, invite Nigerian military against their own people. They are doing it even as we speak. The Nigerian military, they are in Imo State, in Okigwe, in Olu, taking innocent lives, destroying properties as we speak. Traditional rulers remain silent in the midst of all these killings, in the midst of all these atrocities. The traditional rulers, they remain silent. In the face of all the killing, they went ahead to endorse anti-Biafra leaders. You see them lining up for Hopo Zodema. You see some of them, clergy, inviting a criminal in their churches, a man that has signed to take the life of his own people. Go ahead, my brother.
Mazi Chicks.
Yeah.
Mazi Chicks.
Go ahead, my brother.
Thank you so much. Go ahead. Do you see? Soludo invited the army in Oko. I don't know whether you heard of it. I saw it in this yeah. I don't know whether you saw what BVI published. BVI published made a post where he was complaining that, can you hear me?
Yeah, you're breaking up.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but you're breaking up. Yeah, I can hear you, but you're breaking up. Go ahead. Go ahead. I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead.
The voice is coming. I'm sorry about that. Okay. Okay. In Oko village, where BVI comes from, Soludiot brought Nigerian soldiers. There is an operation that is going on in that village. That operation now, they announced the old woman that is in that Oko village, BVI videoed, played her video, complained. Apantu, the children brought in order to start, is it a roofing of a particular house or their kitchen, was stolen. The 2 cows that were in a barn where they were feeding them were also taken. 2 cows. 2 cows in Oko village. That is what these politicians are making our people to go through in Biafra land.
Imagine.
Calling soldiers to come and deal with their own brothers and sisters, their mothers and fathers, whereas their counterpart in the north, are protecting their own, whereas our people are calling our own and sending us to the slaughter slab.
Thank you, my brother. You just made it. That is it. That is what I just mentioned here, that our politicians are the ones that are always inviting the military to take the life of their people. They were the one that proscribed us the first time. That is why whenever I see them talking about free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, I don't believe them. Whenever I see a politician open his mouth and say, I don't believe them because they were the people that proscribed IPOB. Since all that time, they say government is continuous. Have they come out to say to the federal government, deproscribe IPOB? Since they were the one that proscribed IPOB, have they come out to say, deproscribe IPOB? And they know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the supreme leader of IPOB. And you are saying that release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the man you are telling them to release is the leader of the group that you proscribe. You call them terrorists. You have not removed that prescription, and you are calling for the release of the leader of that group. The leader of the group has not denied the group. Tell me the sincerity in the call. What is the sincerity in the call? Because if these people are sincere, the very first thing to do is to remove the prescription. You are the one. It is not the Janjaweed that prescribed IPOB. It's not the federal government. The people that did the prescription was the Southeast governors, led by Obiano. Obiano was the one that read it. So if you are genuinely wanting them to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you will start from removing that prescription. You deproscribe IPOB. Let the governors come out and say, we remove the prescription on IPOB. Start from there. Because it is that prescription that have given them the right to invade Biafra land. You hear now. Soludo have invited them in Oli. And all they are doing there is stealing. Everywhere they go, it is stealing. Ebubago, remember that there was a time the whole state in the south is protested and said they don't want Ebubago. In which part of the world will the people rise up and say, we don't want this security outfit, and yet you force it on them? We have never seen any protests in the southwest saying they don't want Omotegu. It has never happened. The southwest embrace Omotegu. In the north, they have their own Hizbah. We have not had any protest. They say they don't want Hizbah. But in Biafra land, the entire southeast, all the states, they did a protest and say they don't want a Bubago, including some of the politicians. They said they don't want a Bubago. But the government forced it on them. And what are they doing? Extrajudicial killing, stealing, kidnapping, murdering people. And as if Bubago is not enough for them, today, Soludo is creating security outfit almost every month. Now he has invited the military. So when we talk about the real problem that we have, the real enemies of Biafra, it is the politicians, the elites, the traditional rulers, including the clergymen. These clergymen, most of them, they are part of it. They are part of it. These are the real problem we have. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whatever they do. You must not give up. We must not give up. Self-determination is the right of everybody. Self-determination is not a privilege. I say it again and again and again. Self-determination is not a privilege. It is a right. It is a right. For every human being, equal rights for every human being living on the planet Earth. But because we are Biafrans, Nigeria criminalized self-determination, and they dragged the international community into it. And Finland bought into it. Today, Finland is in the front line. And they went ahead to arrest somebody because of self-determination. Nigeria detained our leader, and Finland detained our prime minister because of self-determination, an abomination of the highest order, lawlessness of the highest order, and nobody cares. Everybody's silent. Tomorrow, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is going to come to court. Tomorrow, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be in court. We will be here and we follow them up. There is nothing that surprises me in Nigeria. Nothing. There is nothing I will see today and say, oh, I didn't know this. I wasn't expecting it. Tomorrow, we will expect everything to happen tomorrow. Expect everything to happen tomorrow. Every one of us, we know the condition of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They have poisoned him. They have poisoned Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and they're waiting for him to die slowly. After the doctor have made a checkup of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and brought a credible result on the health of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, They went and paid their own Janjaweed doctor. And that Janjaweed doctor came and began to petition what a qualified doctor that trained in abroad in the United States for 20 good years. A Janjaweed that I don't know where he got his doctorate degree from, came out and began to disqualify what a doctor does. And finally, team of medical doctors were brought together from different departments. Team of medical doctors, and they confirmed that the situation of Mazen Nnamdi is worse than what they are telling us. The confirmation from doctors, qualified doctors, they confirmed that the situation of Mazen Nnamdi, his health, is worse than what we know. I told you that when you see they brought this judgment closer, don't rejoice yet. Nigeria does not do anything because it is the right thing to do. Nigeria do things because you force them to do it, or when they have ulterior motive. For every step Nigeria takes that seems legal, look through it, there is a hand behind it. For everything that Nigeria does that looks normal, you say, oh, this one, they did it normal. Go and look very well. There is something they are chasing. It's either they are chasing something or something is chasing them. That is why you don't trust any information coming from the Zoological Republic. Tomorrow, Mazen Nnamdi is going to be in court, and we will be here tomorrow morning. Every one of us. Just click the notification bell so that when I come on, you will join us tomorrow. We are going to go live in Abuja. We join them in the court. We join them in the courtroom. And we'll bring all the information and follow up and hear what they are going to say. As for surprise, nobody can surprise me. Nigeria in particular can never surprise me. Nigeria can never surprise me. Everything is possible. Look at the way politicians have turned Imo State. And some of you don't know the reason why they are attacking Imo State. The reason the Zoological Republic, the terrorists, the Janjaweed, the reason the Britain are bent on capturing Imo State is because of the resources we have. It is because of the resources. Now you see the reason why they took somebody that did not contest the election. Somebody who didn't, a criminal who didn't participate in the election. They forced him into Imo State. And you be asking, why Imo State? Why are they so desperate in Imo State? Why is it that Imo State? Why is this war going on in Imo State? Why is this attack in this Olo? Why is so much attack in Okigwe? I want you to listen to this video I'm about to play. For you to know that there is something they saw in Imo State that is making them to fight Imo people, to make sure that life doesn't exist in Imo State. They are doing everything humanly possible to destroy every single life in Imo State. And I'm going to show you why. I'm going to show you why. I want you to pay attention to this very video I'm about to play, so that you can understand why Nigerian government is bent on taking over Imo State. Why the British is supporting the loss of life happening in Imo State. I want you to pay attention. Let me search for this video. It is a very important one.
Hello, my wonderful people.
Pay attention to this very video from beginning to end. Listen carefully to the kind of wealth that is in Imo State that is making them to, they are ready to execute every human being in Imo State and take it over. They are ready to remove every Biafran in Imo State and plant Janjaweed there. They are ready to do everything. And you're wondering, why Imo State? Why is it that they took somebody who did not participate in the election and placed him as a governor? Do you ask yourself why? I want you to pay attention to this video I'm about to play. Listen carefully so that you can see, in case you don't know.
My wonderful people, welcome to Igbo Daily. We just brought to you this beautiful news today from Imo State concerning the huge gas deposit in the state and what Imo State is going to become in the future, leveraging on these huge natural resources discovered long time ago in the state. What Imo State is about to become is what no man will believe when it happens. This state has the largest gas deposits in Nigeria and West Africa at large. The future of Imo State is very bright. This state is going to be among the states in Nigeria with the biggest resources, or the most richest state, resulting from its natural huge gas deposits. Just watch the video, we are going to come back.
Our power plant in Ebema, which is 378 megawatts, the upcoming fertilizer plant, the methanol plant, the petrochemicals, and the LNG in the Orash Energy Special Zone. We have a company called Watersmith that are going to take 30 million scop from there. Watersmith is also doing 75 megawatts of power, and they have their own industrial park. We have about 75 companies and dedicated interests that can take up spaces there. Now we are bringing other industries to come here in the oil and gas industry, in the agricultural sector, education, food security. Like I just mentioned, Bolivaretas will be here. They are building one of the biggest laboratories, financed by a frozen bank in Africa for testing hydrocarbon. Most of the abundant natural gas resources in Imo State. You have Axela, who are trying to do CNG. You have Nigerian Gas Marketing Company. They have acquired their land. They will start construction of another station for CNG. You have Amakan. You have Greenville. I have Goshen Energy. Then you have a broker that wants to do condensate refinery in the special energy zone. Working with NOPRC, we saw that from their records, Imo State has the highest deposit of natural gas in this region. That means that if Imo were to be a country, Imo should be about the 16th largest gas producing nation in the world, at the same level with countries like Kazakhstan, Canada, or Egypt.
The 40 cubic feet of gas plants and 200 million barrels of condensate production benchmark, earlier inaugurated in 2024 by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is set to commence operations in Asa community of Imo State in July 2025.
We are ready now to start commissioning the plant with gas. So from July this year, Imo State will join one of the biggest states for gas production in the country. I'm happy that they're about to go into operation. Imo is a major oil and gas producing state. In Imo State today, we have 7 major oil and gas producing companies. Shell, now named the Renaissance, Guando, Antam Producing, Watersmith, Sterling Global, Seplat, and the Ano gas processing plants 1 and 2. Then there's an 8th one, Sahara Upstream. Apart from that, there are some other oil companies that are ready to come and they start trading. You have the Orash Petroleum, where the state government has an interest. You have the Hilltop Petroleum. Then you have OPLs that people are struggling to invest in, 207, 208, and 901. They have some other marginal fields like Njaba 1, 2, Mbidi 1 and 2, Ofrola, and a whole lot of them.
We have had opportunities to sit back and look at the milestones that were decided at the beginning of the project. Most of those milestones have been greatly achieved. All statutory approvals have been obtained. Approvals from the federal government and its agencies, and clearances from its regulatory and environmental agencies. We have achieved all those approvals. The zone is ready to run. All approvals are in place.
We have 7 oil producing companies. None has an office in Imo State. Imo State government has no access to their nominal role to even collect pay as you earn tax. And then everything is about waiting for monthly allocation. And I said no, it must change. I had a meeting with all the oil producing companies, and I said you must have your address here, including those that are partly owned by Imo State government with no business outfit anywhere in the state, operating from Lagos. I said no, we must build an economy here. At the end of the day, they gave me reasons. Insecurity will brought security. Accommodation went to stay in a 5-star hotel. I said, we'll put. Marriott is managing Protea. By the time Marriott will finish, I've signed an agreement to Hilton International to work in the Concord Hotel, old Concord Hotel built by Nsapmbakwe. The upgrade to a 5-star hotel is 75% complete. We'll commission this year. And I said, if you want my cooperation to protect your facilities, it must be a relationship that is based on reciprocity, where the indigenous will benefit, the government will benefit, and you will benefit. We'll give you the environment to operate, but we must get value from it. And how do we do that? We cannot be source of raw materials alone. You have to process the raw materials in Imo State. That way we will be creating jobs. And they all agree. Before now, there were no records of production activities. People didn't know where our oils were or who on the market. The first thing he did was to recover a lot of weight from Imo State in the Acre and Bede fields. Now, the governor gave us a mandate. I won't believe it. Today, we have a comprehensive data of all oil wells in Imo State, oil facilities in Imo State, gas pipeline, there are traverse routes, producing wells, non-producing wells, shutting wells, wells that have been re-entered. If you look at some publication, they will tell you Imo State has only 163 wells. It's a very big lie. We have over 200 producing wells. We have more than 76 shutting wells. And some of them, there are plans, to enter some of them. And we have more than 20 proposed wells.
This gas revolution, executed by the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited and partners, started in 2019.
The Igbo state is sitting on top of wealth, waiting to be harnessed and transformed. The future of the state is very big and bright. I think what is holding the state back is Nigerian system. If the state is allowed to develop to its full capacity, I don't think any country in Africa can compete with Imo State. The state is supposed to be the largest gas producer in Africa. But do you know the reason why this has not started? It's because Imo State is in Igbo land and they don't have a choice. It will later come to pass. You can never take away a natural resources found in a state or in a territory unless you want to send everybody away from the territory and take it over. But it is not possible. What Imo State has that is still untapped. So many countries in Africa don't have it. But I know time is coming when these resources will be developed and people in the state will enjoy.
Do you now see why Hope Uzodimma want to buy everybody in Imo State? Do you now see why the federal government of Nigeria picked somebody who didn't participate in the election and forced him into Imo State? Do you know do you now understand why the insecurity in Imo State is excess? This was why our Supreme Leader Nnamdi Kanu said the defense of Biafra land will stand from Olo. I could remember Nnamdi Kanu said the Biafra takeover of their land will start from Olo. We start from Okigwe. Now, do you see the reason that they want to use Hope Uzodimma to buy everybody? If they want to see a means to remove every one of us and bring Janjaweed into Imo State, they want to look for a means whereby half of Imo State will be Fulani. Do you now understand and see why they want every one of us dead in Imo State? The kind of wealth that's in Imo State, Lagos State will never see it. Just remove seaport from Lagos State, give other people seaport and give other people seaport and airport. That's all. Seaport and airport. You could imagine 8 oil companies. None of them has their office in Imo State. Their office is in Lagos. They pay tax to Lagos. You can imagine the tax that oil companies pay. You can imagine the tax that oil companies pay. 8 oil companies, not one, they pay their tax to Lagos State. And it is not only Imo State. The same thing with the oil companies in Anambra State. The same thing with oil companies in Abia State. The same thing with oil companies in Enugu State. Oil companies in Anambra State. Every single one of them have their offices in Lagos and they pay their tax in Lagos. And tomorrow, Lagos will tell you how much they generate in revenue. Now you see the reason they don't want our area to develop. They create so much insecurity. And look at oil company using that as an excuse to establish themselves in the state where they are producing. You don't want to live there. But the insecurity will allow you to go and extract oil. The insecurity will allow you to extract oil and take other places. But to live there and pay tax, you cannot. You cannot. You see why they don't want Biafra land to develop. You see why they make sure that there is no federal government present. You see why they will never give you rail. They will never give you good road. They will continue to put a situation that will discourage the companies to operate in that area. Can you imagine that people come to work in Imo State with a helicopter? Oil companies will fly with helicopter from Lagos. They will come to work. After work, they go back every day. Just to make sure that they have nothing to do with the place where they are taking these resources. They take your oil, they drill it, and they go. They owe you nothing. because they have no office in your place. You see an evil system, a devilish system that was put in place by the devil himself. A system that was put in place by Satan himself. And when we ask for self-determination, one idiot out there will tell me one Nigeria. When I ask for self-determination, people ask me, why am I asking for self-determination? When I speak for self-determination, they will term me a criminal. They will call me a terrorist because I demanded for self-determination. Because of the resources we have. This is just Imo State. The same way you see Imo State, that is how every single state in Biafra land, that is how rich they are. If Anambra own is opened here, you begin to shout. If Abia State bring their own documentary here, you will not believe what you will see. This is why Nigerian government personally sponsor insecurity in every state in Biafra land, creating illegal security outfits to destroy life, to terrorize the people of who own the land. You have seen the case of Imo State exposed. This is the reason they forced Hope Uzodinma to come there. He has been there now for how many years? Almost going to 8 years now. All of a sudden, they begin to release this. And he's telling you that he wants the oil company. He told them that they must have office. Is it today that you knew about this? Did you enter the office today? What have you been doing all these years? What have you been doing all these years? All of a sudden, your tenure have expired. You want to show Biafrans, oh, that you've done something. We cannot be deceived. We cannot be distracted. This very evil you cooked will swallow you. The real enemy that we have, the number one enemies, the greatest enemies of Biafra remains the politicians, the elites, and the traditional rulers, including the clergymen. Include the clergymen. The real enemy. You can imagine the wealth that is in Imo State. So many countries of this world don't have the wealth they have. In only a state with this kind of wealth, nobody in that state is supposed to be poor. Imo State is not supposed to have say they have a light problem. Nobody is supposed to pay for light in Imo State. No citizen is supposed to be paying for light in Imo State. You're not supposed to be paying for light. With these resources, look at Libya when Muammar Gaddafi was there. In Libya, when Muammar Gaddafi was around, the area where they are getting their petrol from, Sirit, in Sirit, every child is entitled to salary from birth. In Sirit, when Muammar Gaddafi was around, in Sirit is a state in Tripoli, in Libya. In Sirit, every single child that is born in that area, there is a salary for that child. You have free education. You're entitled to read. In any country where you want to study, you study. If you want to be a farmer, the government will sponsor your farming and everything you want to do. Up to the extent of marriage. If you want to marry, the government will sponsor your marriage. You are entitled to a car. You are entitled to a house. The area that had the oil that made Libya what it is, that is the entitlement. This is exactly supposed to be the situation of Imo State today. If not for anything, Imo State is not supposed to say they are lacking light, or it's not supposed to be had anywhere. But look at where we are. Today, Imo State has become the most terrorized zone. It has become a military barrack. Courtesy to Hope Uzodinma. As we speak, Okiwe is still burning, taking innocent life of youth every blessed day. Although some places people have deserted it, and yet you have this kind of wealth. Now you see what they are chasing. This is where the interest of the West is. They don't care. As long as this gas is still flowing to the West. You know now Russia is no longer supplying them. Russia, gas, Russia is giving them the condition, and they're looking for alternative. This is the alternative for them. These are the reasons why they keep silent, why the massacre of the Biafrans continue. This is why they support these evil politicians who make sure that the resources continue to flow to them. Something must be done. Wherever you are as a Biafran, begin to think. Something must be done. Begin to think. Something must be done. We must take action. We cannot continue to fold our hand every day. Only cry and complain. No. We cannot continue only in crying and complaining. Enough of all this complaint. Enough of all the crying. We have gotten to a point where we can no longer continue. We have to seek for solution to end this madness once and for all. We must end this madness once and for all. So wherever you are watching this program, begin to think within yourself. Begin to prepare yourself for what is coming. We cannot continue to allow this atrocity against us to continue to happen. It doesn't matter what the enemies are saying. It doesn't matter how they want it. My fellow brothers and sisters, lovers of freedom across the world, I want you to understand that the journey of freedom is never easy. With all this word listed today in Biafra land, you can see why they want to die. They want to die instead of them to allow us to survive. They are ready to put everything on the line to make us remain in the zoo. The journey of freedom is never easy. The enemies outside may be powerful, but the enemies inside are more dangerous. The enemies we have inside are much more dangerous. Always remember that. Betrayal is the reason Biafra is delayed. Betrayal of the politicians, betrayal of the elites, betrayal of the traditional rulers. That is the reason Biafra is delayed. That is the reason Biafra is delayed. But betrayal can never, ever bury the truth. They can continue to betray. That their betrayal will never bury the truth. The truth will always remain the truth. Our duty, my duty, your duty is to remain awake. Do not sleep. Stay awake. We must stay united. We must stay united. Unity is very important at this point in time. We must refuse to be deceived by the sellouts. You must refuse to be deceived by the sellout. With all this, their gibberish, they are speaking right, left, and center. You must refuse to be deceived by the sellout. The Nigerian government may bribe, they may kill, they may intimidate. But the will of the people is stronger than the greed of the elites. Remember that. The will of the people is stronger. Biafra is not a dream. It is a destiny. It is a destiny. And I want you to know that the delay of Biafra is not defeat. We are not defeated, and we will never, ever be defeated. Delay is not defeat. Biafra will come because truth crushed the ground. No matter what they do, no matter what they say, wherever you are as a Biafran, continue to stand strong and stand very, very firm. I appreciate everyone that have been with us on this program. Normally, our evening program is 1 hour, 1 hour 30 minutes. Now we'll spend more than 1 hour 30 minutes, and we're going to be rounding up the program because it's late where I am. I'm supposed to be asleep by now. But we have an issue at hand. That is why we must continue. So I appreciate every one of us that have been part of this program this evening, every Biafran, wherever you're watching from, either on TikTok, on Facebook, or on YouTube, wherever you are. I thank you for being part of this program. And please, like and share to other platforms. Don't keep this message to yourself. The duty you have to do. Remember, one of the assignments that Master Samuel Eba gave us is radical evangelism. One of the assignments Master Samuel gave us is radical evangelism. It is your duty to share this video and make it go viral. In any platform where you are, in your own platform, in your own group, to your family, to friends, share it. Click like. It doesn't cost you money to share. It doesn't cost you money to like. It doesn't take any money for you. It doesn't take your data. Do it for Biafra. You're not doing it for me. Do it for Biafra. I pray that Chukwu Okikabia will guide and protect every one of us, more especially people in Biafra land. I pray that Chukwu Okikabia will protect you against the weapons of the enemy. No accidental bullet will touch you. We have had several people that the criminals who call themselves security men in Anambra State have murdered. We saw an innocent child that they shot. Innocent people that did nothing, that were shot in Anambra State. That Soludo have murdered a lot of people, innocent people. Some of them were in the business trading, both a pregnant woman. Which one are we going to count? I pray that Chukwu Okikabia will secure our brothers and sisters. I pray that Chukwu Okikabia will secure every one of us, wherever you are. I pray for our Supreme Leader, Nnamdi Kanu. He's going to be in court tomorrow. We are going to be here tomorrow to join them in Abuja to bring updates tomorrow. We will follow them up to get all the information that are going to come tomorrow. We'll follow it up. So try to be here. Click the notification bell so that when I come on, you'll be notified. You join us sometime. We start and we'll follow them until the court case ends tomorrow. Whatever be the outcome, I can never be surprised. And I want you not to be surprised. And I want you to expect everything. Expect everything to happen. Don't put your expectation open. There is nothing that surprises, nothing Nigeria cannot do. So tomorrow, as you go to bed tonight, pray for Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. For Chukwu Okikabia to keep him strong. Pray that Chukwu Okikabia will heal him. Whatever poison they have injected into his body, pray that Chukwu Okikabia will turn that poison into a nutrient. Pray that Chukwu Okikabia will change that poison to become a nutrient in his body. Pray for strength. Pray for healing for Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. And pray for favor. That Chukwu Okikabia should come and put a word in his mouth to speak. Chukwu Okikabia tomorrow should use the judge, whether he like it or not, use that judge to free Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. The heart and the mind of kings are in the hand of Chukwu Okikabia. He turns them how he wants it. However Chukwu Okikabia wants to turn the heart of man, he will. The heart of kings and priests and the heart of Chukwu Okikabia. And we believe that tomorrow he is going to turn the heart of the judge to the favor of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Whatever be the outcome, we will continue to glorify the name of Chukwu Okikabia and we will never give up. I appreciate every one of you. No weapon formed or fashioned against us as Biafrans shall prosper. No weapon formed or fashioned against our leaders shall prosper. Thank you so much for being part of this program. I will see you again tomorrow morning by the grace of God. Good night and stay blessed. Bye-bye.
Nigeria don't enter one chance, I swear, now go with the go so. Yes, men, they kill us every day for them busy, they campaign again. After they failed all the promises they made, oh, then they praise themselves. Why the masses were supposed to give them the praises we they here they run to? Move it out. I blame it on the religious leaders. I blame it on the traditional rulers. People were supposed to fight for the people, they don't compromise. Shame on the rebellious brothers. People will cry with us during answers. Today them don't join those oppressors, they eat jello. Something on the smell of. Very soon now we go perceive them. We have up where this government they cause na time bomb. It go soon explode. Revolution they come, oh. It is very close, I feel oh. When the power of the people we triumph, the power of the people in power. They no even care, they no even send. Say the people they die of hunger. Hungry dog is an angry dog. One day you go bite the owner. Idle man is the devil workshop. Many youths for Nigeria no good job. And the country the youths got no future. The country is gone, that's on period. Move it on. I blame it on the judiciary leaders. I blame it on the electoral officials. People were supposed to save the nation, but they collect it bribe. Shame on the armed forces. People were supposed to protect the masses.